All right, I'm ready. I think I'm ready. All right, yo, man, it's Big Fan Breezy. Shout out to my guy Jay Fragher. He is the
What up,
creator
man?
of the Hoop Realities, the web series, and he here to talk to us, man. He gonna talk to us some more about episode 2 and season 2 in general, and we're gonna get into a lot of stuff. We're gonna talk some basketball. But I kind of wanted to follow up with you from last week because I was watching the episode and I was like the part where you was talking to me about how JUCO and there was JUCO players that made it to the NBA,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean. I thought that was interesting, but I wanted to hear from your perspective because I went and I got the list. But before I get into the list of the players that are in the NBA that went JUCO, I just want to hear from your perspective. Like you say, you play with Terrell Owens. You said a lot of interesting stuff. You know what I mean? I kind
Yeah.
of, it was the first episode, so I kind of wanted you to slow it down. Just talk to me about playing with Terrell Owens and talk to me about JUCO basketball, please, man.
Yeah. Junior college basketball is a lot of people think that it's because grades is bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like because it's a JUCO means it's only a 2-year school.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people go there and then go to a 4-year school after they're finished. But sometimes you want to go there because you ain't ready. Like me, for instance, I wasn't getting recruited in high school. So I said, let me go the JUCO route and then I'll get recruited after those 2 years.
Mm-hmm. But right there, that's where I want to slow it down with you. Where's the confidence, or because some people don't know that this actual road to the NBA from JUCO, like let people know how possible it is, because people think of like top colleges like Duke or Kansas. You know what I'm saying? Let them know how real JUCO, where that's available.
Yeah, it's real competitive. Yeah, it's real competitive. Like there's some real like talented guys in the junior college level. Like, when I went there, I was shocked and I was surprised. I just was like, let me go to JUCO. And I happened to go to one of the best ones in New York State. And I didn't know that until I went.
Okay.
It was like, yeah, Farmingdale is one of the best. And the reason is because they have dorms. Most junior colleges don't have that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have like dormitories, a nice campus. So they get good players, but they don't get the best ones because the best players are going to go to the ones that got like the nice campus, the dorms, and all of that. And most like there's junior colleges all over New York City. There's a Globe, there's Monroe College, there's a bunch of them, but they don't have dormitories. So when you go to New York, the closest one is like Farmingdale, which is in Long Island. So like I said, it was like some of the top players that you could think of.
Like, tell me, Lamar Odom? Who I want to know who you play with, because I remember you mentioned. I remember you mentioned Ed Booger Smith, and I did my homework because I remember I mentioned that guard Sham guard. I seen an interview and he mentioned him, and then you had mentioned him. Then you know what I'm saying? I did some homework on him. I found out he was playing his solo the whole. Did you play basketball with Booger Smith?
No. So here's the funny part. Here's how it gets funny. Man. So. Have you watched Soul in the Hole? So if you watch Soul in the Hole,
I gotta watch it thoroughly. I haven't watched it thoroughly yet. I gotta watch it thoroughly. I see bits and pieces, but I can't say enough that I watched it straight through. I gotta watch it.
That tells his whole story. It's like a really good. It tells his whole. But anyway, in Soul in the Hole, it goes through his whole summer and stuff like that, going into college. He didn't have the grades, but him and his best friend decided to go to Arizona Western. That's a junior college in Arizona. He wanted to fill it out, but his best friend, Raheem Cotton, went to Farmingdale.
Okay. So hold on, slow it down. You saying Booger Smith's best friend went to Farmingdale?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want you to bring me up to speed because I don't know a lot. So, and again, I'm in Brooklyn and I'm from Brooklyn, and it is he's legendary. Like to keep it to get straight to it. So when it comes down to basketball, he's legendary. Now, what's interesting that I didn't know is that you saying that one of his best friends went to Farmingdale.
Yes.
Right. Yes. So my thing is, from what I'm hearing about his story, and you know what I mean, and it's someone like his best friend going to Farmingdale, it just seemed like focus wise, you know what I'm saying? He had help, like a support system. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
It's not the way, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know. You know what I mean? But from what I've seen, it looked like Booger Smith was in the streets opposed to having a support system telling him, like, don't do that, just focus on basketball. You feel me?
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't have a support system, and he didn't really take school. A lot of people don't take school seriously academically, and this is why people like Booger Smith, Ali Moe, there was a couple other people. They went junior college, but they didn't stick. Whereas Skip Tamalu, he went to junior college, then he went to Fresno State, then he went to the NBA.
So but break it down for him. Skip Tamalu is Rayford Alston.
Rayford Alston, yes. So they always in there. They was all in. Yeah, they were always in that same group as far as the age and all of that other stuff. And they was all in that same group. And they all went to junior college. And like I said, Skip Tamalu, and then like Ed Booger Smith, he played with Raheem Cotton, who was his best friend. So on the whole, it kind of went through all of that. Raheem's in that movie too. He went to Farmingdale, but he went to Arizona Western first, but they got kicked out. They didn't last there. Edward went to the streets, but Raheem said, I'm gonna go to Farmingdale. He didn't last there. So he got, so like I said, it's like a lot of people that go to junior college, they got other things going on. That's why they're there. It can be grades. It could be because, mentally they wasn't there. It's a lot of stuff. So a lot of guys in junior college, if you ain't got the mentality to like, you don't got that like hunger, it's hard. And a lot of people that go to junior college have issues, like mental issues, like, they in the streets, they might have been in jail. It's a lot of stuff that happened. That's why they're in that position.
Right. So, but the junior college still gives them a lane to possibly
get there. It gives you a second chance. Yes.
Right. Okay, so a second chance, right? Better said, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Jay Fragher, because again, the Hoop Reality series is the reason why I'm asking these questions. I think it's a very entertaining and informative web series. I think you guys should check it out. A lot of messages if you slow down and look at the dialogue, because all shows aren't just about action, like gunplay, far as that's how it goes down. Like, listen to the dialogue of this show. And this is the reason why I bring up a Booger Smith and ask him these questions, because of these are real stories, to my knowledge, that the street element was there before school, you know what I'm saying, or to someone to give them a support system to go that direction, and I'm only saying this respectfully, that there's a lot of people with the story where they weren't interested in going to school for whatever the reason, maybe because of the teachers were one way, or they had personal situations in their own life. So I'm also speaking in general, but what I'm saying is the Hoop Realities web series resonates with a lot of people, and that's why I ask you guys to like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out this web series, man. It's really dope. We're going to be talking about episode 2, and I asked all of this to Jay to ask in a way, like, is this part of some of your inspiration for creating this show?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I know so many people that have different stories, but it all kind of goes the same. So that's why I named it Who Reality, is because in reality, like, most of the people that go that route have kind of the same story, but it might be they go different paths at the end. But it's all usually the same. It's like, I want to go here to junior college to do this or do that. But it's always like the second chance thing, because it didn't work out in high school. So now I'm going to take this route so I can get to where I need to go. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people do that. And it's always usually the same thing. I can't go to where I want to go right now, so let me go JUCO. But it could be because, like with me, my situation is different. I just wanted to, I was a late bloomer. So when you don't get recruited in high school, you have like a deadline. After that, it's like you in limbo. So since I got better as a senior at the end, it was too late. So I said, I can play. So that's why I did. But like I said, a lot of other people did it for different reasons.
But hold on. But can you talk to me about that reality of not being recruited in high school, but still having the hunger to play the game, to have that love for the game, to still take yourself serious? Like, y'all don't recognize who I am and what I do. Like, that thought process of still being confident as a potential NBA player, perhaps.
Yeah. So the thing about my senior year, I was a role player. I wasn't really like, doing that well, but I loved the game. I wanted to play in college.
Okay.
So as my senior year got better, like was going along, I was getting way better, and better. And I started playing like with the best. I said, I don't even want to play with people that's average anymore. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not even, I'm going where the best go. So then I went to Riverside Church, and that's where I seen Lamar Odom, Ron Artest, Kareem Reed. That's where I played against all the best, and my game elevated. But by then, it was like March, and I'm a senior already. You see what I'm saying? So it was like I didn't really get recruited because it was too late at this point. But I knew I was good because I was hanging with them. Like I wasn't doing as good as they was, but I'm saying I was in the mix. So I'm like, if I can play with them when Lamar Odom and Speedy Claxton, like all these names, these guys went to the NBA. I was playing against them and holding my own. So that's when I said I'm going to college, but I didn't know where to go. So I said, I'm going to college.
But that's what I'm saying. You did that last week. Walk me through that, man. I want to hear when you was versus Speedy Claxton. I want to hear that. Talk to me, man.
So Riverside,
but you threw him on the poster. Like, what
happened? No, I'll get to the So AAU basketball, the best teams to go to at that time was Gauchos and Riverside Church. So Riverside Church had all the top players in New York City, and I said I wanted to play against the best. So I went there to try out, and I wound up making a team and playing against these guys and holding my own. You see what I'm saying? So once you play against these guys, a top player, and you're doing okay, it's like I can play college ball now, but it was too late. You know what I'm saying? At that point, like to go to like St. John's or something like that, it was too late. They already had scholarships. So now I said, let me go JUCO. And then when I was looking for schools, Farmingdale kept popping up and had the major I wanted and everything, but I didn't know how good they was. You know what I'm saying? That was the issue. I was like, I'm gonna just go. And then my friend, who's actually coming here today, he told me like Farmingdale is like, I don't know if you can make that team. They have like some of the best players.
But hold on. Like, so do you remember? Do you remember Farmingdale's record when you were a freshman there?
When I was a freshman, we was 23 and like 5 or something like that. It was like 23 and 5. So
that is good.
So yeah,
that's really good.
And it's Division I. So it's broken down just like a 4-year school as far as divisions. So Division I is Division I. They give out scholarships. Division II, they don't really give out scholarships. And Division III, like it's broken the same way. So they're Division I, and we was ranked. So we was ranked top 25 in the nation, like junior college wise. So, and one of the top in New York because, like I said, it was a nice campus and it has dorms. So when you have dorms, all the top players are going to want to go to that situation. You get to go to the gym whenever you want. You get to stay on, campus, you know what I'm saying, for free. So we attracted the top players. But yeah, nice. So that's how I got there because of playing against Odom, Claxton. There was other names I'm forgetting about. I think Elton Brand came there twice. So Elton Brand came out there twice.
Okay.
So there was all these guys on one team. So when I played against them, that's when I was like, okay, if I'm doing okay here, I can go wherever. But I had to go JUCO first. Yeah. And that's how that went down. But a lot of people that went to Farmingdale went because maybe they got kicked out of some other school or their grades was bad or something else. But they all was like top players. Like Ed Booger Smith's best friend was really good in Brooklyn. Like if you watch Soul in the Hole, you'll see him in there with Booger. And they was like best friends and he was like the best in Brooklyn at that time.
That's what's up.
He was there. Yeah, so it was definitely a good experience. But junior college is one of them things where you'll see some really top-notch players that's there. They just was there because, like I said, things happened. And the thing about it too is it's unfortunate, but a lot of guys that do go JUCO, they don't last. Like they might even make it through junior college because it's so much stuff going on. Like Booger Smith, he didn't make it through. Booger Smith didn't make it through Arizona Western. It didn't work out for him. He got kicked out.
No, I hear you. I think PR is vital for these players now. You see John Moran with the gun. You see even a more subtle but serious with Zion Williamson and the women. And you know, as far as personal life, I think you need an OG, somebody on your hip. I mean, not on your hip, somebody that got your back. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just kind of letting you know, like, yo, you know, keeping you hip to whatever or whatnot. Like, yo, you know, yeah, I know that's how you feel, but look at it like this, and then tell me how you feel after I say that. You kind of need somebody to hold you down, like a custom model to a Mike Tyson or something. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, look, the problem is a lot of these guys, they are entitled. So if you can play basketball, you'll get everything you want. So when things don't really go your way, it's like you don't know how to handle that because you used to getting stuff given to you. You know, so even when I played junior college basketball, a lot of guys couldn't adjust to playing a role because they was all stars in high school. So for them, it was an ego thing, an issue, and they couldn't handle playing a role. It was like, I want to quit. This ain't for me. And they wasn't in a situation. They used to getting everything they wanted. So when you have to sacrifice, sit the bench, you can't do certain things. A lot of them couldn't handle that. Like it's a mental thing. And some of these guys can't do that, you know, so it's a lot to it. That's why when I tell people, like, basketball is not just about being talented. It's a lot of mental stuff, and you have to be disciplined and patient. It's a lot to it. Like even me, like I was like street. I was really a good kid. I didn't do drugs and that stuff. But at the same time with me, I was just one of them people where it was adjustment because in college you had plays. I didn't know how to do that. So mentally, basketball-wise, I didn't know the game. I was talented, but I didn't know, like, screen, pick, do this, do plays. So that was throwing me off. So it took adjustment for me. But I wound up being to the point where I said I'm going to get better and then get people to, like, help me. Some people don't have that drive, though.
Yeah, no, I respect it. And again, I think that's why the web series is so fire. And again, to the point, these are NBA players that came from JUCO schools.
Yep.
Nate Tiny Archibald, he was a point guard. You know, Artis Gilmore, center. John Starks, y'all all know John Starks, shooting guard. Larry Johnson, y'all know Larry Johnson, pose. Power forward, Sean Marion. Small forward, Mitch Richmond, shooting guard. That was one of my favorite players, man. I ain't gonna lie. Mitch Richmond was nice. Latrell Sprewell. Remember he had some rims? Latrell Sprewell, he funny. But he
Archibald, that's the school Booger Smith went to, Arizona Western.
Okay. Yeah. He went to Arizona Western?
Yes, yep. Him and the guy I was telling you about, his best friend went to Arizona Western together.
Okay, and that's the top of the list. It must be a really good school.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good school. Like, that's one of the top schools, and they recruit him. And he went there. Like I said, so on the whole, they kind of went through that whole process when he went on a plane and flew out there. So yeah, it's one of those. They really good.
Nah, respectfully. And before we get to the episode, because we about to, you got Dennis Johnson, a point guard, great player from back in the day. You got Bob McAdoo, center. You know, and look at this. Let me shout out the colleges actually. Vincennes University and Dennis Johnson went to Los Angeles Harbor College. Okay. And who else? Dennis Rodman. Wow. Cook County College. These are great players, man. These not like average players, like these are great players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they have some really.
Help me say this. Kuya.
I don't know. That's in Ohio, though. Yeah, I forgot the name of that because we actually played against them.
Y'all played?
Yeah, we actually played against them. Yes, we played against them. I think they're in Ohio, Cleveland, something like that, somewhere in Ohio.
Talk to me. What happened that game when you played?
No, we beat them. They're good though, but we beat them. You know what's crazy? The craziest thing about this is funny. So one of the top schools in New York was us and FIT out of Austin, and that was a fashion institute.
You talk about Fashion Institute?
Yes, they was really, really good. They recruited, and they had like some of the top, and they had these two guys. One of them was in prison. His name was Kenny Ito. He was nice.
Kenny what?
Kenny Ito. So EATO, Kenny Ito. Yeah. So he was one time. He was in prison for like a year. So they was really one of the top. But I could see why in a way, because they got recruited. Like a lot of those guys recruited. Matter of fact, Stephen A. Smith went there. Stephen A. Smith went there. He played ball for them, and he got a scholarship to that black university, whatever that school is. So they were really good. We had problems with them. Okay. We had real big problems.
So let me replay. The school that Stephen A. Smith went to was Cayuga Community College?
No, he went to FIT, the school I'm talking about. FIT.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I follow you.
Yeah, he went to FIT. That's what I'm saying. That was one of the top ones.
Right, you said of all teams to them, and I was like, the Fashion Institute? Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, that's funny though.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised, but they had a lot of women too. They had a lot of models.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah, they were really good. They were one of the top ones. It was us and them. Okay. Yeah, but at the same time, it's easy to recruit there because they had models there. So they had women there galore. It's a fashion school.
Look, shout to Brockberg. He in the chat saying his daughter went to FIT. Salute. Shout to that.
Yeah, FIT. They had a team. They had hoopers over there. Like it was, I was shocked. I couldn't believe how good they were.
That's what's up, man. That's incredible, man.
Yeah, it was good. And then the funny thing about that, Kingsborough was one of the worst. They had a coach there was a female. And I think they was like 2-20 something. We beat them by so much, but I thought they were going to be good because in Brooklyn.
All right, so let me ask you. Even though you were a role player, were you a role player at Farmingdale?
I was a role player. I started some games in the beginning. I didn't really play at all because I didn't know the plays. Okay. Then when I started learning the plays, I got more minutes, and then I wound up starting a couple of games. You can say I was a role player, but I started a lot of games too, though. So,
right, but that's what I'm saying. Before we get into the rest of the list and then the episode, talk to me about that space where you felt you didn't get recruited by high schools, and then you made it to one of the better JUCOs. Yeah. Talk to me about how you felt. Like that feel like an accomplishment?
In the last week I kind of brought that up.
Talk to me.
At the time, I felt it was an accomplishment, but then when I was sitting the bench, I was pissed off. But now I was pissed off. I was really upset because I'm like, I'm in practice working hard. I'm out there doing good. Mm-hmm. But now that I look back, I shouldn't have been that way because a lot of people really wanted to play on the team, and I was on the teams, and I didn't get recruited. So it was a privilege to have that uniform. But at the time, I didn't see it that way. I'm like, I'm good. I should be playing this, that, and the third. But I didn't realize that these guys that was playing over me was like top players in New York City, and they've been getting recruited. And you know what I'm saying? They were guys that was doing way more than I was. Mm-hmm. But I didn't see it that way because I'm like doing just as good as them in practice. But anyway, in the beginning, I wasn't playing, so I was pissed. But when I did get on the team, I was happy. But when the game started and I wasn't playing, I was like, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It was a downer for me, you know. And then I earned my way into playing a lot.
Okay, talk to me about that. Talk to me about how'd you do that.
And this is why I like the coaches. Like coaches are real key in how you do. We had a really good coach. So he knew that I was upset, and he communicated with me and told me why. And a lot of coaches don't do this. Right. So he brought me into his office and said, I love the way you play. I love how hard you are, but I don't have confidence bringing you into games because you don't know what's going on. You have no clue where to be. You don't know the plays. So he communicated with me. I never had that. I never had, when you don't play, like in high school, if you didn't get in, you don't know why. You might think you suck or you ain't good, but it's the coaches have to communicate, and they don't do that enough. This coach told me why. I didn't talk to him. I didn't say why I'm not playing. He could just tell. And then he talked to me, and he told me what it was. And I'm like, okay, let me figure out where I need to be, how to do it. Because I didn't do it in high school. We didn't have plays. We just played basketball. In college, it's a system. You have to, they know a play, you got to do it, run it through. So once I started learning that and then started being confident in practice and then knowing what's going on, I started playing more. And then people failed off. So another thing, that's a big part. A lot of people was academically ineligible where they couldn't play because you have to pass. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to college and just play basketball. You have to do good academically.
That makes sense.
Yeah, some guys couldn't do that. So we went from like 13 guys to like 9. You know what I'm saying? And then 8. So at this point, I'm like, yo, I'm definitely gonna play. But then one game we played Monroe and Bronx in the Bronx, Monroe Community College. We had 8 of us. He played Sal, was the only one that didn't get in. So I didn't get in at all that game. So I was really pissed. And that's when, like I said, he could tell. And he pulled me to the side and told me what the problem was. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying one of the better elements of a good coach is when they are able to communicate to players without even a player asking. Like you should know that a player is wondering why they're not getting playing time. So you know what I'm saying? Instead of him having you on the edge of your seat, he actually communicated like, yo, you know, I know you might have been wondering. So, and then you saying that where a player can excel when a coach shows confidence in them.
Yes, they should kind of communicate and let you know. Cause I didn't know what it was. Because when you're young, like 18, 19, and you're doing well, you think you should be playing. So my thing was, I'm like, I'm doing good in practice, so something is going on. But I didn't tell the coach that because I was one of the people like, you know, you just play and work hard and eventually things will work out. So I didn't say anything, but I was in my head. I'm like, I'm playing good. I don't know why I'm not getting in. So that's the issue with communication is let's talk to this guy and let him know. And that's what he knew. And he talked to me and he pulled me. And then once he talked to me, I knew what it was because I didn't know what the problem was. I'm thinking, forget the plays. I'm getting open and scoring. So it shouldn't matter if I'm cutting the screen. I'm getting buckets. But the way he broke it down was you scoring, but now nobody knows where to go. They don't know what to do. Everybody's watching you. And it's just like disarray. This is a college now. This is a system. You can't do that. So when he broke it down, I was like, all right. And then I got one of the guys on the team that like stay after practice and kind of work with me and show me, okay, this is what you do when we call this play. This is where you go if we call this play. And you know what I'm saying? So that helped me. And then after about like 4 or 5 games, I'll get in here and there. Like I'll get in blowouts and I'll be killing. So in blowouts, I told you I had a game where I had like 20 points in like 3 minutes. He had to play me at that point.
Yeah,
so I was playing a lot. Right. So because I was killing.
So again, what I'm getting from this, and shout out to Jay, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the interview. Is that when you continue having a good work ethic in practice, coaches acknowledge that. So even if you're not getting playing time in a real game, still be professional enough to you know put effort in your work ethic and in practice, so that you show the coach that you still care about getting playing time. You might not get playing time that game, but if I keep playing like this in practice, I will get playing time. And so shout out to you. And again, there's examples of players who had that same kind of, you know what I'm saying, a mind thought process like a Jay Fragher, where you know what I mean. They NBA players. You got Ben Wallace. He went to JUCO. You got Jay Crowder. He went to JUCO. Who else? You got Rashawn Holmes for the Kings. He went to JUCO. And this a community college, you know what I mean? When you think of community college, you don't really think that you can make it from a community college. I think BMCC, you know what I mean? Like I never heard nobody go to the NBA from BMCC. So when I think of community college, I think of BMCC. But you know, you can look at Rashawn Holmes.
Yeah, you can.
Chris Boucher, he's power forward for the NBA in the NBA. And Jimmy Butler, you know, this is the number 1 guy they got up here, letting y'all know, you know what I'm saying, you can make it. And you look at him and his work ethic, and you know, he's not this fantastic 3-point shooter, but when you think about Jimmy Butler, you think of a player that's like got that dog in him, somebody that's gonna be gritty and do the intangibles and do the, I guess, quote unquote, dirty work, or just want it more than you know what I'm saying? That kind of energy. So, you know, I respect JUCO, and I like what it's done for the community and giving that second chance, like Jay said earlier in the conversation. But and I thought episode 1 had a great message, and I think all episodes have great messages in this whole web series. You know what I'm saying? As we you know, get into episode 2, talk to me, man. Kind of walk me through it from your perspective, from a director's lens, on how you wanted it to play out. You know what I mean? So you see what's going on there. I'll leave it on mute just so you can kind of walk us through what's happening in the beginning of the episode.
So obviously, he did get his goal of win the championship. He's getting his name out there, and that's what it's all about. You want to do well in junior college so you can get to that next level. Because now that you playing junior college, you're doing well. You got to continue that. But
one question. What's the duration of junior college? How many years?
It's 2. So it's a junior college, it's a community college, it's a 2-year school. So once you do your 2 years, you go 4 years. So you have to do well in basketball. But the other piece that people always miss is the grades. Academics is very important. So he's doing well. He's doing really good in college basketball wise. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Chill, do your thing, and then you'll go Division I because that's the goal. But you have to get the grades too. That has to be a part of it. So that's where, we kind of going to go back and forth to, okay, you're going to see him doing well in college basketball wise, but now what's going on with the academics? Because you have to have both. So, but everything is working out though as far as basketball. He's doing well. He got a championship. He's doing his thing. And I'm, as the coach, trying to help him because the coaches as a key element. They're the ones that are trying to push you and get you to that next level.
Can I ask you something? Because I was watching the episode and I heard you tell the lady, I'm a coach and a recruiter. I thought that a recruiter was a separate job from the coach. Like the recruiter go out, get the players, and then probably let the coach watch. Like, all right, these are the guys you went and got. But I didn't know the actual coach had to recruit as well. Like,
no, they recruit.
That's a lot to ask, right?
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's not, if it makes sense, because if you're a basketball head, you know like what's going on in the streets. Like you hear people, like even the funny story real quick is I got a guy to go play at Farmingdale that was like below me in grades. I told the coach, said, you got to watch this kid. He could play. His name was Tony Jefferson. He played in Staten Island. They didn't really know Staten Island players. So he said, really? He said, tell me about him. So I told him, I said, there's an all-star game in Staten Island. Go. The coach went and watched him, and then he recruited him after that. He seen him play. So he is good. I want him. So he told me to get his number, and then he, so like I said, they do recruiting too. They go out there, but they hear from everybody else. He heard from players. You can hear from another coach, and they go out there and look at the players themselves. So like I told you, my coach was really good. He was so good. He used to scout. He used to go watch other games that we play. So when we play the teams, for FIT, for instance, he would tell us on a blackboard what everybody on that team could do because he's seen games. So he said, Jay, I want you to stick this guy. He could shoot. He could dribble. He only has one hand. Make sure he goes right. He can't go left. You know what I'm saying? So he knew everything because he scouts. Yeah. So he'd be a scout, recruiter, and he was so good, like I said. And the same thing, like we played them, we play a team, and we knew everything they did, everything. So they'd go to a move, and we'd cut it off because he told us. So the coach is supposed to recruit, scout, and they go out there and they go look at the players. They do have other assistant coaches too, but at the end of the day, they go recruit too.
Right. And again, the reason why I wanted this interview and I love this show is because I hear you discuss the inner workings, the behind the scene things that, for instance, that are relevant, like scouting reports, knowing that this guy got a weak left hand, or you know what I'm saying, he hurt his toe maybe 2 days ago on because he hit it on the side of the bed or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Pardon my language. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's like those are the little intangible things, knowing that if it's like it's you and him on that last play and you got to stop him and you did the scouting report. Like, what if you didn't do the scouting report? You have no idea. Like, you could either do it or not do it. And I think the better players in the league take little tangible things like scouting reports seriously. You know what I'm saying? Actually, because the game is cerebral, not just physical. You know what I mean? So and so let me ask you, because you said that you started getting better in your senior year. So how important was scouting reports to you when you play basketball?
When I played, it was real important, but not in high school, because high school you don't have like the really good coaches in high school. Some of these people are volunteers, teachers, or whatever. So I didn't really know about scouting until college, and I realized how important it was in college, because it's important to know what guys could do, because if you don't, you'll be shocked on, okay, I didn't know he could get, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know he's the scorer. I'm thinking like, how is he the scorer? I'm looking at paper, you know, I'm seeing this other guy. How is he getting off? Whereas my coach would tell me beforehand, he was like, once this guy gets hot, the team goes to him. So once that happens, we all collapse and don't worry about nobody else. Now, if he didn't tell me that, we would be thinking the other guy's the scorer, like let's say like the lead scorer. Let's worry about him. He said, if this guy gets hot, we need to focus on this guy. We're going to have a trap now. We're going to put 3 guys on him to box him one, because he's the one. Forget about this other guy. Once he starts hitting shots, it's like Klay Thompson. Once he starts hitting shots, we're going to go focus on him. Forget Steph Curry. We focusing on him. And it worked. And we beat teams like by a lot because of just that alone. So like scouting is very important. But most coaches don't do that.
Yeah, no, I just want to ask you, because you speak a lot about coaching. So in your opinion, far as winning is concerned in basketball, how much do you obligate coaching to winning basketball? Like, how much is responsible? Because let me tell you what I think first, then I'm gonna ask you. I think it's 55% on the players, or maybe 60% on the players if you got superstars. But the 40% and 45%, or better said, it to me is strong, because you got the offensive schemes on how you go attack the basket, the defensive schemes on how you protect the rim, and so on and so forth. And again, it's more than just a physical game. You got to really know what you out there doing, because you even spoke on calling the plays and the play calling, you know what I mean? And I'm only saying that to say that I heard others of when the Twins came from Phoenix to Brooklyn, about how they were confused about the plays because they were running some of the same plays, but it was called something different because they was on a different team and they needed time to adjust for the chemistry side of it. So, and I hear you talking about it, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? You talk like a ball player, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard. It was a huge transition, because in high school, I went to, we just played basketball. They give us a ball, if you open, you shoot. Whereas in college, they don't care if you're wide open. If you don't run the play through, it'll be a problem. And it's a system. So a lot of times you have to work within that system. So for me, it was hard, like learning to do certain things, because I'm used to, if I get by you, I'm going to the basket and trying to score. Whereas when I was in college, it was like, no, if you don't run that through and throw this alley or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it's going to mess up the whole thing. They'll sit me down and I'll be on the bench. And then there'll be times I didn't get in the game. But once I started learning how it worked, you know what I'm saying, it was like I was playing more and we did better. But like I said, coaching is a lot to do with it, but it's more than that. Like if you, even in hoop realities, I think my problem was as the coach, I think I was a good coach, but at the same time, I didn't focus on academics. And that's what the issue is. I should have known beforehand that he was failing. You see what I'm saying? And that's what the problem is with coaches. They find out too late. And then you failed off and it's an issue. I should have been like knowing that. Like as soon as he started failing, I could have made it, got better, got an academic counseling, a tutor or something. You know what I'm saying? So that's where.
No, I just think it's interesting you being creator of the show. You don't even make your character perfect. I mean, maybe that's why I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you make your character like a real character. Like he could have did this if he was a good coach. And again, to be specific, how much do you contribute winning, like coaching? Like, do you think it's a big part of what it takes to win?
Well, it is, but it's definitely huge. But then at the same time, like a lot of coaches are handcuffed. You can't do but so much. So you can be a great coach, but maybe you can't get the players because of financially the school's not what it needs to be. For instance, like I said, Farmingdale, right? We had dorms on the campus. that coach at Kingsborough Community College is not going to get those players because he don't have the facilities. He don't have the financials. So he's not going to get the best players. You know what I'm saying? His hands is tied. So he'll win, but he's not going to win like the school I was at because we have the extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? So where it's going to entice the top players. So a lot of people's hands are tied. That's why, like, historically, black colleges, they don't really get the top players because they don't have the Duke money. They don't have the facilities, and they don't have people going to the NBA from these schools. So they're not going to get the top players. You see what I'm saying? So it's coaching, but it's also a lot of stuff to do. It's going to be the school, too. The school has to be supporting the coaches. So the coaches need the school support. They need certain things financially. You need money. So, you know, it's a lot. So it's coaching is huge, but if you don't have all the stuff you need, the resources, you ain't gonna win no matter how good the coach is.
Respect you. But I'm listening to you, but I'm watching this scene, and what I like about the character is that he did get caught with the pack, but his intentions weren't malicious in a sense where in this scene you can understand that, you know, through the media, it'll look like, oh, he's some big time drug dealer and they could spin it any way they want. Yeah. But this being the web series, it shows that he was really trying to help his mom. So the narrative is different. And this is why I think this show is so great, is because it shows more the honesty of what the narrative is when the youth decide to sell drugs. It sometimes it's to help themselves or help their family. You know, it's not a malicious intent to do anything bad or be harmful to anybody. You know what I mean? And I just think that, you know, mistakes like that, like you said, probably keep you out some of the better colleges. And again, man, you guys need to tune into this show, man. It's pretty dope, man. But let me ask you this. In episode 2, like, what you think more the message was in episode 2?
I think the message more so is, you see two sides of the spectrum. You see where he's doing great basketball wise, but then again, you see academics, he's suffering. So you can see, like, now we got to try to figure out how we can balance this out, because the goal of the Macon Division I is right there. It's close, but then again, he doesn't have the academic piece he don't have the academic piece correct. So if he's still going the same road, it's not his dream of going Division I is not going to work out. You know what I'm saying? So now you're starting to see if the academic part, how that's going to play out. Is that going to work? And then you're going to see also the other part of it too is the outside part of it. That's not basketball. Like, okay, is he's going to stay focused? Is he going to do all the right things to where he don't have distractions and stuff? But as a young kid, being from the hood, being from certain neighborhoods and environment, you get temptations, you get all kind of stuff. So you're going to see all this come about.
I wanted to ask you, how real is it for you to go to JUCO, then play overseas, and then make it to the NBA?
It can be possible. That happens quite a bit.
Do more JUCO players go to play overseas more than the NBA? Like, is there recruits?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of guys go overseas and play.
All right, so just let me get a number from you, Jay. Is it out of 100 players that go play professionally from the NBA to overseas? How many out of that 100 is playing in overseas, and how many in that 100 going to the NBA? From JUCO, only from JUCO.
Yeah, only from JUCO. More is going overseas. So I'd say like 60 of 100, 65 to out of the 100 is going to go overseas and play. And the only reason that I say that too is because money too is more lucrative and it's easier. So with NBA, it's a grind, and you got to live. You got to realize some of these people have kids. You got to live. So doing that grind, it can be tough. So would you still try to do that grind and go to NBA, or would you take that contract overseas where you're getting guaranteed money right off the bat? The NBA, you got to go G League, you got to do all this, you got to do that, you got to go to tryouts. You might not make it. The two-way contract, it's a lot of politics. So some guys have a chance to go to NBA, but they prefer do overseas because it's easy money, it's more money, and it's more guaranteed. It's not one of them things where, you know what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah. I don't want to give nothing away, but is it possible that the character goes overseas in season 2 or
it could be, or he be going the coaching route? You know, some players want to coach. So it can be that, it can be a lot of things.
I love man. Yo, I hope y'all gotta watch this interview.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Y'all gotta watch this, man. Listen, this is dope. Also, I also wanted to ask before you go, because I know you said you got, you know what I'm saying,
people coming over, a little bit.
I wanted to before it was something I wanted to ask. I think I did ask that question. I did ask that. We spoke on about Booker Smith. I definitely wanted to talk about that. That was dope. We cover everything, man. But I did before you left wanted to talk some NBA basketball with you.
Yeah, for sure. We can do that.
I'm gonna open up the panel. There's nobody there, but maybe if I open up the panel, if they pull up, we could talk. But talk to me, man. Out of that Portland, Phoenix, Dame, I said Dame, my fault. Milwaukee trade. How do you see? Is there any losers in this trade, or is it all winners?
No,
what you think?
No, I think everybody won. I think Portland was smart by waiting. I think they came out the best to me because they took the better deal and waited, and I think it worked out perfect for them. They got everything they wanted, and they might get even more because they might trade Drew and get some more picks, some more like things they needed. So it kind of worked out perfect for everybody. I think it was a great deal. Phoenix won, Milwaukee won, Portland won. They all came out on top.
So how you feel about Milwaukee versus your team, Philly? I mean, do you see them better than Philly after that?
The thing about it is, after the last couple of seasons, and you can attest to this as a Net fan, I changed my ways of thinking now. I feel like I don't care about favorites because injuries is a huge issue. So to me, I don't know how they're gonna be because I don't trust the injury thing. You know, like the Nets, what they had they should have won a championship. And the only reason they didn't win is because of injuries. So and then last year, Milwaukee lost in the first round, but Giannis got hurt. So I gotta say, I don't really see them doing well unless Dame and Giannis is healthy throughout the playoffs, and that's a big ask. So I want to say they favorites, but I don't have confidence in them both being healthy throughout the playoffs. I don't see that.
So in order, who do you think did best? I did this the other night. Well, talk to me. I want to know.
Yeah. So all things considered, if everybody's healthy, I think it's Milwaukee, then the Sixers, because I feel like if Embiid was healthy,
you got the Sixers at the number 2 seed.
Yes.
Wow.
I think they should have won last year, but Embiid was hurt to me, like he wasn't himself. So I feel like the Sixers are number 2 because now that's all considering Harden and all that other stuff if he plays. But if you have Harden, because I see everybody else dropping off except for Milwaukee.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. With all of the turmoil going on with the 76ers, they got 76 problems. You don't think? You got Harden mad at Murray.
No, because last year they had the third best record in the NBA, and we got the same team coming back, and then we added more pieces. We added Oubre, we added Pat Beverly. So it's the same team, and they added players. Everybody else lost guys except for Milwaukee. So I feel like why would we take a step back when we got the same team? Like what difference they didn't make? You know what I'm saying? I don't see nobody else really improve that much except Milwaukee. So who else would be above us from last year? Nobody. The Celtics lost Smart and they lost Grant Williams. Those are key pieces. Okay. Smart to me, without Smart, they wouldn't beat us. Even wouldn't beat. Smart was huge because Smart was the one that contained Maxey. And if you remember when Maxey played the Nets, he was killing that. He was killing Nets. Smart was the one that got Maxey.
Yeah, I remember.
Maxey had a good series. Put it that way. He had a good series against the Nets. Against Boston, he didn't have a good series because Smart was the one holding the whole series. Without Smart, Maxey gets 30 every night. So I don't really see them doing well this season. And then Porzingis is always hurt. So I don't see them being better than us this year. I don't see that. Like I said, losing Smart was big. And they lost Grant Williams, who's a good role player.
No,
so
I totally
I don't see that.
I feel like Smart is the biggest voice in the locker room. I don't think
that a leader.
Their coach Mazzulla carries the same gravity as an Ime does. And not having a leader, again, they talent-wise, Jaylen Brown and Tatum might be more talented than the Smart, but they don't make them better leaders than Smart. And I think that's what they're lacking. And if they want to make a deep playoff run without the biggest voice on their team, I don't see them toggling 1 and 2 no more.
Yeah, me either. I don't. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just asking. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see them really. I don't see Boston being one of the top 2 anymore. Because, like you said, losing Smart is huge. Their coach, I think he's still trying to learn. He's not really ready. He's not established like that. I don't have confidence in that team. I think they're going to be good. I don't think they're going to be better than us. And then we got Nick Nurse, who I feel is a great coach, especially for a team like that we have. I think he's going to get the best out of guys that nobody really is talking about, like Paul Reed. I think he's going to try to make Paul Reed like a Siakam. I think that type of player needs a coach like Nick Nurse. He's going to help. But like you said, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing you brought up. The turmoil, the Harden thing, that is key. I'm assuming everything's going to work out with that. But if it doesn't work out, he don't play, he sits out, everything's off the table, then be in trouble.
So tell me, what's your 1 through 6 look like right now, bro?
You talking about team-wise or the rotation? You talking about the teams?
No, I'm talking about because if you got shot, I guess toggling that 1 and 2. Because I imagine you feel like y'all gonna be not just hold 2, like it gotta be like 2 and 3, 2. You know how it goes.
Oh yeah. So I have us in the top 1. It's gonna be Milwaukee, us. I think after that it's gonna be the Knicks. I think the Knicks is gonna be they got a little bit better because I feel like I got a little bit better, but I got them at 3, and then 4 Miami. I think Miami's gonna be 4
without Dave Lillard. How?
You say, I just feel
without Max Strus, how?
Yeah, you got a good point. I don't know. I just for some reason they make it happen. Like Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, they're great as far as getting that team to just overachieve. I don't know what it is. They always get their team to overachieve, and if they're healthy. I think they have a good team, and I think they're gonna get Drew Holiday.
They point guard, bro. I don't think they got a good team.
Okay, that's fair. You know what? I didn't think they had a good team either, but they made the finals. It's gonna be Kyle Lowry still, but I think they're gonna get Drew Holiday. They're gonna get Drew Holiday. But if they don't, they're still gonna be good because they're gonna have Tyler Hero the whole year. They're gonna have Butler. They're gonna have Bam. They have a good team, and they still have like other pieces off the bench that's decent. I don't know. I think they're gonna still be a top 5.
I think you're tapping for the Miami Heat right now. I
don't even like Miami Heat. I don't think I feel like they got lucky last year. I feel if they would have played us, they would have lost. I don't think they're that good, but I'm just saying they find a way somehow to wind up winning. I don't know how.
All right, so you got them next season, day 4. Okay, so you got Philly 2nd, 1 Milwaukee, Philly 2nd, the Knicks 3rd, Miami 4th, 5th and 6th. Who you got?
5th and 6th, I have the Nets in Boston. I got the Nets in Boston 5th and 6th. I don't know who's gonna be 5th and 6th. But I think the Nets is gonna be one in the top 5. I think the Nets is gonna be like top 5.
Bro, don't lie to him, bro. Don't lie to him like that.
No, I feel like that because I feel when they have them all together the whole season, and I think Ben Simmons is gonna be a little bit better.
Bro, stop it. They're gonna be 8.
He's talking about the potential of him being healthy.
That's what I'm saying. If Ben is healthy and Ben's getting back to being a little bit better, even if he's not like all-star Ben, if he gets to be a little bit better than he was, that's gonna help them out a lot. And then they'll have everybody together the whole year. So They're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. I don't want to say we can top like.
I say AC though. AC is for them. To me,
I disagree.
Yeah, I
so
don't
Barry,
know, man.
what's your top six, Barry? What's your top six?
Huh?
What's your top six teams? I mean, the
In
net
the
team.
Right in the East?
Yeah, in the East, just the Eastern Conference.
The Bucks, the Sixers, the Heat, Pacers.
4. Okay.
Pacers. I said the Heat, right?
You said that at 3, yeah.
The Heat. Who else?
You said the Pacers.
Boston. What about Boston?
Oh yeah, Boston. Yeah, Boston for sure.
5. That's 5.
Knicks. You didn't say the Knicks. You don't think the Knicks is gonna be good?
Oh yeah, the Knicks. Yeah, I'm bugging. Yeah, the Knicks.
So Indiana basically.
And I got the Nets at like an 8.
The Nets have a lot.
That's your list, man. That's not my list, man. My list, I'll say Milwaukee because they're looking like the favorites.
Yeah.
I'll say Jay makes some good points. Maybe Philly still be good next season too. I did have the Knicks at 3. Miami at 4. No. I'll put Boston at 4. At 5, I got Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, I forgot about Cavs.
Yeah, I got the Cavs. You got the Indiana over the Cavs. Stop it. So you know what I'm saying?
Nice though.
Huh?
The Pacers gonna be nice though. You're sleeping on them.
I got the Nets at 6. I got the Cavs at 5 or 4. I don't got Miami. I got Miami 7 or 8 because they don't have no guard play. They got lost Max Strus. He talking about they role players. I bet you if we did a quiz right now, say, Jay, name 2 role players that the Miami Heat got, he gonna be stumped.
So you think
none of their role players on their team, they trash.
So you think the Nets role players are better than the Heat's role players?
Who are the Heat role players?
They just made it to the finals, bro.
Bro, Max Strus and Gabe Vincent helped them. Those were role players.
They know, bro. Trust me, bro. They don't need those guys. Did
they lose Celeb Martin? Was that?
Nah, they got him.
No, they still got Martin.
So yeah, he was huge to me. He was
the
MVP against Boston.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts.
But y'all making it seem like they're gonna be a top 4, top 5, top 6 team. They're not a top 6 team.
And what about Duncan? Hold on. What about Duncan?
Yeah, they still got Duncan Robinson. Yeah, they still got Duncan Robinson.
And these are role players that we talking about.
Bro, they were just in the finals.
You was acting like these guys ain't good.
I'm not saying that. Y'all keep saying the finals, so I'm thinking about the statistics in the playoffs. And when you look at role players, is Gabe Vincent and Max Strus.
And those players you called, they did a thing in the playoffs, but
hold on. First of all, we're talking about Duncan Robinson like he's trash. He can shoot. So they have like a mixture of different people that can that kind of, fits in perfectly with all the players they have.
You see on the Heat in the regular season. The regular season, they don't care about regular season. They care about playoffs. When the playoffs come, that's when they show up. The Heat.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm saying. So they have a good bench because, like I said, Duncan Robinson, Celeb Martin, even Victor O. I mean, he's probably done with another injury. But even Victor, he was decent too. He's all right.
But what I'm saying is, now I just want to add to what Barry said. He said that they don't care. They gotta care because how much you got in the tank to face the best team in the league, which is Denver. You took a 7-game series with Milwaukee. You took a 7-game series with Boston. You fucking had to come through the play, and even though it's amazing shit, how much you got in the tank for that final? You understand? To compete.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about Miami. This is why I said they got lucky. You're right. I agree with you with the record. People they don't care about the regular season. You need to, because if you get the wrong matchup, if they play a 1-seeded game, let's say they 8th seed, they don't care about the regular season. If they play Milwaukee first this time, and Giannis and Dame is healthy, they're gonna get swept. The reason they beat Milwaukee because Giannis missed 3 games. He was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was so they got a good matchup with that. And then they played the Knicks. The Knicks, they wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? So to me, Miami got good matchups. So they can't just don't worry about the regular. They have to do good in the regular season. So they don't get these number 1 seed matchups in the playoffs.
But I think that he played the best though. To me.
Yeah, no, and that's fair, but at the same time, like Giannis not being in 2-3 games and then being hurt, that's a big help for them. Like Milwaukee's not the same team without Giannis. So that was a big help. And then they played the Knicks.
No, I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they played the Knicks. That's I don't even count that. That was a bad matchup. And then they played the Boston Celtics. They played Boston Celtics and beat them in 7, but the 7th game, I think Tatum was hurt. He was limping the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah, he got hurt. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so it's like the Miami got really, really lucky, man.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do that this season, but
so look, this is how they got next season, the top duos. Now, y'all heard me say it. I'm gonna speak more on this tomorrow at 11 a.m. at KVN Who Run the City, the podcast. Y'all know how we do. And I say we could be the top 10, but we here now, and we got 2 Sixer fans here. So talk to me. Do y'all think they did y'all justice on this list? Because I'm looking for the Sixers.
Where they at?
Don't see them.
Because I think they're not counting. They're not thinking Harden's gonna come back. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
So that's why they're not put. Because if you look at it, if you think about it, look at the numbers. Harden and Embiid probably had the best 2-man tandem thing going on. One of them won MVP. Harden was 20 and 10. Then they should definitely be on this list. But they probably thinking he ain't gonna be there next year. This season coming up.
Why the hell they got Curry and Chris Paul right there? What? Hell no. That should be played.
Yeah, I think this list is...
that list is kind of crazy.
This list, the number 1 is potential. LeBron and AD, you got to respect it. Jokic and Murray, respect it. But whatever. Booker and KD, this is more potential. Tatum and Brown, they more proven. They should be higher. Luka and Kyrie, still potential. PG and Kawhi, they're a little more higher. But again, they saying next season. So they just banking on what the potential is for next season for the most part.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they don't have Harden and Embiid, because they don't think Harden's coming back. That's what they're looking at. Yeah. But even so, I even will put Maxey and Embiid over some of them tandems.
No.
Maxey is not Maxey can hoop, man. People sleeping on Maxey. Watch what cut. I think Maxey gonna be All-Star this year.
Yeah, but I don't think he's better than none of those players on the list.
Hold on, RJ76. You think Maxey All-Star next season?
Yeah, I can see him being All-Star.
I think he's gonna be most improved. He's gonna be in that conversation about All-Star. That's a little bit of a stretch.
The reason why I say All-Star is because a lot of guys left the East. So he's gonna take somebody's spot. Dame came there, so that's gonna be tough. But at the same time, Kyrie's not gonna be there. Drew's not gonna be there. Drew made the All-Star team. There's gonna be a lot of people that, and then DeRozan and some of these guys that made it last year is not gonna be there this year. And I think Maxey's gonna take another step up. So I think he's gonna take somebody's spot.
Yeah, but I'm looking at, some guards got snubbed. Like Jalen Brunson got snubbed. Darius Garland got snubbed. And all these players are better than Maxey as of right now.
No, I don't see them being better because I feel like Maxey gonna take another step up.
Brunson, who's the better player?
Well, okay, I'll give Brunson that. Brunson's better than him. But what I'm saying is, even if you put Brunson in, I don't think Drew's definitely out of it, obviously. Kyrie, DeRozan, a lot of these guys that made it last year shouldn't have even been in there. And I think Brunson's gonna make it now. But other than that, I don't see even Trae Young making it anymore. I think Trae Young's done because they got something against him, and they're not gonna win. So I don't see that. And LaMelo always hurt. So like I said, I was looking at LaMelo thinking maybe him. Trae Young.
I like Maxey, but I don't think he's on that level yet.
Hold on, Maxey or Tyrese Halliburton?
Tyrese Halliburton,
Halliburton.
Yeah, but he already made. Yeah. I'll give him that. But all I'm saying is, Maxey averaged 20 last year, and he was 21 years old.
Yeah.
He's playing another year, and then I feel like Nurse is gonna go through Maxey through it. I think Maxey gonna take another big step.
Yeah. Maxey's nice though.
So
hold on, you think you contribute the way Kyle Lowry played basketball contributed to the way Nick Nurse coached?
Yeah, and Fred VanVleet, and Maxey better than both of them. Maxey's better than Lowry and Van Fleet. And Van Fleet made an all-star game on the Nurse. So with Maxey, you know what I'm saying? Maxey's gonna show out, especially playing with on the Nurse and with Embiid. I think it's gonna help him. So it's gonna be a different season. I think Maxey's gonna change things.
Yeah, no, I think there's gonna be a first-time All-Stars and maybe Maxey and also Mikal Bridges. I too tend to think that a Brooklyn Nets player named Mikal Bridges is gonna make that All-Star game.
He might. I mean, he's good. I think he can.
Yeah, he could.
Think he can.
But let's do the All-Star thing though, because it's 5 guards, right? And there's 5 guards that's better in the East than Maxey at this point.
Yeah.
You know why I don't see it that way? Because I looked at what happened last year, and the people like you said, it was some snubs, but I think the biggest snub was Harden over all of those other guys. And even if, let's just say he gets snubbed, I feel like he might be the one that's going to like replace somebody. He's going to be a replacement person. Yeah. But I think he's going to probably be one of those guys that replace somebody, get hurt, something like that. Because that's what happened. I think they said that Harden was supposed to replace somebody, but he turned it down or something like that. And then they wound up.
He said that wasn't true.
Oh, was it? Oh, I read that somewhere. So that wasn't true?
Yeah, he said it wasn't true.
I don't think no players turned down no All-Star game. Hell no.
Well,
right.
Yeah, but you got to realize it's Harden. Harden was a 15-time All-Star, and he didn't get picked.
Hey,
so if you telling him to come after...
If I made the All-Star 15 times, I want to make the All-Star game.
No, if I made it 15 times, I'm going to have an ego. I'm going to have an ego. I'm going to be like, how is these guys making over me? Like, I'm averaging 20 and 10. And you know what I'm saying? I'm still killing. How am I not making the All-Star game right now? Like he probably was pissed about that. I don't know, but that's what they said happened. But either way, like I'm saying, to me, I felt he was the biggest snub, and they're definitely not gonna he's definitely not gonna get picked anymore. So what I'm saying is, if somebody get a replacement player, I think Maxey's gonna be their guy. Because I think Maxey's gonna average like 24, 25 a game, and Philly gonna be one of the top teams. So how you not gonna put a guy that's one of the top teams and he's averaging 24, 25 a game in the All-Star game? I just don't see that happening.
Nah, yo, listen.
I don't see how you say no to a guy like that. That's averaging 25 a game.
Yeah. No, trust me, man. I respect it. And I'm glad I got y'all to say this, because we're going to go back to this. We got basketball is about to start. You got a bunch of media days that's about to happen. I'm looking forward to that. And it's just looking like a good situation for basketball right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, we're going to get to it, man. But I'm going to call it a night. I want to say thank you to Jay Fragher. Thank you to my guy, Andre 76. Thank you to Barry. And, you know, we're going to get to it, man. But until next episode, please tap into the show so we can have an open dialogue about the show as well as the NBA basketball season. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. And have a good night, y'all. Peace.
All right. Peace, man.